I believe this is still just lethal though, yeah? Because this does damage as well. Good game, my friends. Salute. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day. Thank you for taking the time to support the channel. An original Rakdos aggro deck able to challenge and beat some of the best decks in the world right now. We're sitting in the top 1500 Mythic, which is pretty successful considering we're running original decks every day. So check out the channel if you're interested in some other brews that's not this brand new Rakdos aggro deck. We're going to talk about the deck list, break down the strategies and synergies, then showcase all of that in the gameplay footage, wrapping up with our final thoughts and deck review. Thanks again. Support the channel. Thumbs up. If we can get 500 likes on a video throughout a week, I will give you guys a studio tour and daily routine reveal video. Really exciting stuff. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see more great content like this. You don't want to miss out on that special video there. And without further ado, let's take a look at the deck. All right, so we have new deck 12. I have not named this yet, so what do you guys think we should name the deck? That's the first thing. 60 card, best of 1, 2.3 average mana value, 17 non-creatures and 21 creatures, with the 22 land, which is, you know, mitigated through some of the modal-faced cards, like Agadeem's Awakening, Spikefield Hazard, which is really, really cool there, right? So the additional 4 land brings us up to 26, plus we have the predication for 27, which is a discard if you're unfamiliar. But we're going to break down all of these cards individually in just a second. Your overall strategy and synergy here is to assemble a board state, take advantage of your opponent also trying to play an aggro deck, and you know, you have lots of removal. You've got really nice effective field wipes that actually help you out on your own game plan, which is really cool. So a fairly decent deck against the other aggro decks in the meta, and it's actually operating pretty nicely against the control decks, or, you know, the Turns or Dragon deck, because of all the haste that we have incorporated as well. So those are kind of the things to look out for while you're playing your matches. Of course, we also have some nice hand disruption on turn 1 through Duress. It doesn't really matter which deck you're playing against. Duress is going to have very high impact. Mono Green, Chariot, Ren, Blizzard Brawl, for example. Even within other aggro decks, you can get some good picks out with Duress. Mono White has the Hole. It has, you know, things like Kabiria's Takedown, the lands, the Fateful Absence removal, right? So even in the aggro matchups, Duress has high value. In the control matchups, even better, right? Give me that all run, give me that all run, give me that all run, please. And, you know, that's going to help us get the job done there. We have a Spikefield Hazard as a 1-drop here as well. 1 damage to any target. If it's a creature that would die this turn, exile it instead. This is decent just to, you know, get some value where we need it, whether it's killing, you know, a Luminar Aspirant as it enters the battlefield, for example, or, you know, maybe a Toski that's got Indestructible for that exile effect is nice. And then we have Infernal Grasp for 2, destroying creature, losing 2 life at instant speed. You know, just really cheap, effective removal. The loss of life is potentially a problem. However, you know, do you want to get hit with an Old Growth Troll for 4, or do you want to remove it from play and take 2 damage instead, right? So, you know, I still think it's fairly good right now. The Slaughter Specialist, which is actually one of the cards the deck was made around, very good value. For 2 mana, a 3/3, a wolf. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent creates a 1/1 white human creature token, and whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, we're going to put a +1/+1 counter on the specialist, which is neat. And then, you know, something like Cinderclasm to take advantage of our opponent's aggro deck, right? If they're playing mono white, for example, and even sometimes mono green, the Clasm can be paid for 2 or kicked for 3, dealing 1 damage regularly, 2 if it's kicked at instant speed to all creatures, right? So, you know, this specialist is putting out the token for your opponent, and you can just wipe it along with any other creatures they may have with Cinderclasm. That's going to be really nice. Of course, we can recast some of these instances and sorceries from our grave through the Bloodthirsty Adversary, which is absolutely amazing. You know, wiping your opponent's whole field before they declare blockers. You know, wiping out their big blocker if they just have one is great as well. So, you know, in play for 2 as a 2/2 with haste, for 5 as a 3/3 with haste, casting 1 from our grave, and for 8 as a 4/4 with haste, casting 2 from our grave. I doubt you'll get higher than that. Just some numbers to remember there. And then the Tainted Adversary as well. This is a 2/3 for 2 with Death Touch, which is really cool. You can sink 3 extra mana into it in the same aspect as the Bloodthirsty Adversary, right? So, you know, 2 mana, 5 mana, 8 mana. You'll create that many zombies times 2, which is really cool. So 2 zombies or 4 zombies, which is nice. And they'll have decay, which die, but who cares? We're going in wide, which is really, really nice there. The Reckless Stormseeker, 2/3 at the beginning of combat on your turn. Target creature you control gains +1/+0 and haste until the end of turn. Woof. And then on the Nightbound, it's a 3/4, and it's going to give +2/+0 and trample and haste, which is, you know, even better, right? So what better to, you know, fire up than our Graveyard Trespasser? When it enters and when it attacks, exile a creature card from your opponent's graveyard. If you do, they lose 1 life, you gain 1 life. If it's not a creature card, you know, you can still exile it, but you're not going to have that interaction with the life gain and life loss. Ward, discard a card, very good if they're on an empty hand. And that's Daybound. Nightbound, you get that buff, it's a 4/4, and now you're exiling 2 cards whenever it attacks, which is pretty good there, right? So keeping control of your opponent's graveyard is really, really nice, and that's a thick body, right? You know, that 3/3 that goes to a 4/4 that's dealing chip damage all the time while controlling their graveyard is really nice. And then we have the Prince of Undeath, 5/3 flying trample. When it enters the battlefield, choose 1 for 4 mana plus X. Each other creature gets -X until the end of turn. We lose X life. Return up to X target creature cards with total mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. They gain haste until the end of turn. And now that's the real sleeper here, right? Bringing all of our creatures back, and then let's smash in as much as we can. Of course, we have a similar effect with Aghadeem's Awakening, bringing cards in. We have the Predication to discard a 3 or mana value card from their hand, which is really good. So you can get creatures, right? You can get the bigger creatures, you can get planeswalkers, spells, whatever, with that. And it's also a land, which is nice. I think that's the whole deck, you guys. We've got the Ridge and the Pathways for consistency, Den of the Bugbear, and Hive of the Eye Tyrant for creature-based lands, which is really nice. So just like my favorite playline with this deck is like a turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Slaughter Specialist, so you know what you're facing off against. Hopefully it's an aggro deck. They're flooding out. You took their Chariot, they took their Planeswalker, their, you know, Fateful Absence, whatever it is. And they play some creatures, right? And then you just wipe their creatures, your creature gets stronger, and you just smash in. After that, I'm coming over with haste as well, right? Which is really cool. So just like an aggro deck, you know? Play the creatures, tap them sideways, attack your opponent, remove the blockers. Should be as easy as that. Thanks for watching the deck tech portion of the video. We'll showcase the gameplay footage now. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join our community Discord, available within the Linktree link in the description below, right below the deck list link, right? So let's get into it. Not a bad start on the draw. I'm not sure. What's going on? This is actually, you know, a fellow friend from our Twitch chat, actually. They're just like, I didn't understand. They're like, oops, leaving. But it makes sense now. Very respectable. They know what deck we're using. No! I guess let's just try to get in there. And we just played mono green and got beat up, and now they're playing mono green. They have all the confidence in the world. They're like, yeah, I know how to beat this guy. I know how to beat this guy. You leave me alone. I need to redeem our deck against mono green. Tracker's pretty cool, so like, I'm guessing like a Chariot next turn. I'm gonna try to take 3 down to 15. How bad did they want the tracker? It's got Vigilance, which is nice. And it probably has Blizzard Brawl. If it does, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Rangers class, and then a Blizzard Brawl. We've got the 3 Snowland. Yeah. We deserve it. We're being greedy. I wanted the 4 drop out. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's not make that same mistake twice. Cobra in play, that's fine. Land to 3 mana. Troll in play. Kill the tracker. Trade with the wolf. Kill the troll. Kill the snake here. Down to 10. They have the troll, they have the Haven, 3 cards in hand with a Rangers class in play. Not feeling super confident about this. We have lethal in 3. They've got lethal in, like, less. Oh, that's great. That is great. That's a reach creature. Kill the Planeswalker. Right, even if they block, we get it. Not the worst, it's definitely not good, though. Right, they've got too much power for these 3/3s. Roll, for example. Double cast. Take the tracker, gain life, deal damage. And then it's just like push up the Seeker instead. Right? Try to kill the troll. Down to 10. Ay caramba. I don't know how this works out for us. If only we weren't greedy off the start and we interrupted their first Blizzard Brawl with the that grasp there. Cobra in play. Swinging for 5, which we can, you know, we can take it out. We have haste if we can get another flyer. Another land. Cobra goes up. They push into the Ranger class with the mana, or what? Or the clue. Both are fine. Both are really good. Another Cobra, okay. At the very least, we're competing with mono green. I'm gonna take this damage. Down to 6. Maybe we can deal with these Cobras. We can deal with one Cobra. We'd also lose life in that transition. Maybe we should kill the troll instead. Because they'll block the Cobras to stay alive, right? So if we kill a Cobra, they block a 3/3 and we hit for 9. Do they have creature in their graveyard? Yes. So we kill the Cobra, take 2 damage, down to 4. You go to 3. You go to 3. Think that's lethal? Because of the Trespasser? We take the Cobra, which is the damage. Nice. Whew. That was closer than I'd ever want to come. Quite literally. That's a holy Toledo's right there. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Really good game, Hellfox. Appreciate you. On the draw, looking for... I like to have just like a Cinderclasm in hand. You know, it just makes me feel so safe. In taps, Death Touch out. Oh, it's a turns deck. Gross. Gross, 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 gross. Just turn on the Jets, right? Just turn on the Jets, baby. Let's go. We can make a ton of zombies. It would be better than casting an instant or sorcery back from our grave that we don't have. With them being a turns deck, there's a good chance we go to nighttime as well. But that's going to be good for our deck as a whole. Case creatures, again, are great. Good times. This is nice. We're over for 10. Do they have a burn down the house? 2 to the bottom. But they get the draw 2 and then draw on their upkeep. Burn down the house. Oh, it's a Goldspan Dragon. It's not the worst. And they're defending. And it's nighttime. So this is going to be a 4/4. We grab Multiverse and Burning Hands. And we check their little hand skis. Oh! Problematic, to say the least. I believe this is still just lethal, though, yeah? Because this does damage as well. Good game, my friends. Salute. That's pretty cool, man. We just beat not 1, but 3 Goldspan Dragons because we used them going to nighttime against them. And that hit for 10 was nasty, right? Like this turn 3 Stormcharger into a nighttime transition with the Prince to +2. I mean, already had trample, but I mean, give that haste. Ooh, that's dirty. Maya, you gotta get out of the way. I can't see what cards in my hand. You're lucky it's a land. I can tell. I can tell. We are ready to rock. We're ready to roll. Top 100 opponents. That's scary. Let's see what they're holding on to. We take the card that they can foretell. Oh my god. They might scoop here. That's a lot of discard. That is a lot of duress. I don't feel good about that. That's like more cringe than I'd ever want it to be. And the worst thing is we can cast one again. But they're going to hold up counter magic. Right, we can't play until they tap out. We're just chilling. Okay. That's good. That's good. So many lands. We are stuck from this counterspell. Now we can do it, I guess. They're going for it. Hey, Maya, it took us a little bit to get it out of their hands. I think we've got it, though. And now we can duress. I cannot feel good. So we get a test of talents out of their hand. What else will there be for them to use it on? Well, actually quite a bit. But, I mean, how many times you just get duressed? They look at our hand, and they see in its Infernal Grasp. There's no threats for them here anymore. Fairy can draw that removal they need. And we don't have any creature lands in play. So we're not in a good spot. Like, this is pretty risky. -2 for the draw, or do they already have something? They might untap if they have it. Untapping gains life too, which is great for them. There's the plus with the Revelry. It's good. That was a good pickup, my friend. We only have one creature in the graveyard. Deluge main phase for them is great. I don't think we're gonna get this. Maya, you told me those duresses would be good. You said they would be good. Well, I told you to take All-Run's Epiphany. It's a nice draw for them. The Treasure Vault. Interesting. Fairy can untap the creature. This is also an artifact land, so it's not just a land, it's an artifact.
Second here, second there. Who's counting?
Kill the blocker. Take a chunk. Right, that feels so bad. So bad. They've definitely stabilized. That Sunset Revelry is an amazing card. Really, really good card.
Don't worry. It's only a little mystery.
They're up to 20 life.
That was
Like,
a surprise.
okay. This still a match somehow. They're looking at the top 7. 2 to their hand. Yeah, like, I thought the duress was nice. But they just had so much value. Maybe we should have taken Teferi, the Solitas, and let them hit us with the go blank. Because that's what I was trying to dodge. It's like, well, I don't want to lose my hand. Because then I've also lost my advantage. They just catch up. Why are you going to run? You're just going to sit there. Like, I do whatever I want.
And some think time only flows in one direction.
Okay. I mean, it's a draw. I was on break. Maybe we killed the fairy, but I suspect that there's a counter spell here. I'll fire it back up. If I hear her going crazy. That's another very high value counter spell for them. We are definitely top decking. And I'd say they have a bit of an advantage. Another Deluge here. They're at 21 life. Still a match somehow. Right? This is still a match somehow.
Give me a moment. Or a few.
That's probably an all-run. They don't have a creature land in play. I do. My 11th land in an aggro deck. Excuse me. For some reason, you know, we're outlanding a control deck. It's fine. That's how you know you've got a nice draw when it's always land every turn. No, we've had lots of cards. We will get more. How much life gain?
I'm tinkering to do.
There's a second all run. They need that creature land in play. I'm gonna kill... Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. So I'm gonna spend their mana, but they could still Fateful Absence. And it would only be one creature. Isn't great. We could sink into it. Like, I think we just have to make a move. Should be able to take the land too, right? Would be only fair. No! Those are probably both counterspells, not all runs. In this economy? Is there hope? Ooh, I don't know. I do not know. Teferi is going to get that emblem, so that's going to be bad.
And some think I'm only close in that direction.
Yeah, you do that. Draw and discard. They're down to 32. We're at 35. Another saw it coming. Dang, it's just like Counterspell City. Cool beans. What's their win con? They must have Hall of the Storm Giants somewhere. Oof, they're digging. 2 cards left in their hand. Tossing the Doom Scars, which means they have single target. They're just looking for the land, right? They're looking for Hall of the Storm Giants, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Second here, second there. Who's counting?
I was like not sure if I was gonna sneeze or not. And then it was just like, railgun. I wish I had faith. We have a 2-drop, we have a 3-drop. We can play this plus 5. Come on. Come on! You can't counter every spell. It's a devious cover-up. They can counter every spell, you guys. They can. You dog. You dirty, dirty dog. So maybe there is no win con. They're just cycling counter spells forever. But then technically, wouldn't they run out of cards to counter and they just draw them into hand? They'd have to counter their own spell, right? They'd have to have an instant that they could counter themselves. Oh, or Magecraft us. No.
New job.
Magecraft is good. It's gonna kill us in 6 spells. That's not that hard.
There has to be an answer.
Not that hard. Good to see an Esper control deck really getting the job done effectively, efficiently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big money, big money, big money, big money. Oh, oh, oh. That is actually slightly impressive. They're firing on all cylinders here. I don't even want to count the counters since the start of the game, but that is Dudley. They're just gonna Magecraft us out here, right? Really cool stuff. At this point, they're like, screw it. I don't need Terry's emblem. Just draw cards, Magecraft. Draw cards, Magecraft. They grab the Hive, which is really good, right? That's gonna put in some work. It has Menace. We can say good game and show ourselves out. That is incredible. Absolutely amazing. This is why we play Standard. Alright. Well, I think by the time we name this deck, it's going to be a little bit stronger. Things that we learnt and can take away from this video. Infernal Grasp, amazing removal. Losing life, not the greatest thing, right? There's a lot of aggro decks, and we don't want to make their job any easier for them, because I'm sure we could find some removal without the life loss. For example, Power Word Kill can deal with it, and then maybe we just try not to care about the dragons. That's a really hard one. It's you're really stuck between a rock and a hard place with Infernal Grasp losing 2 life or Power Word, which is not killing demons, devils, or dragons. Both instant speed removal for 2. You guys have any other ideas to the deck? I think maybe changing out the Grasp for the kill is a decent idea. I'd love to know what you guys think. I do think that we're onto something, like all of our decks, right? This is version 1. I think we can get a little bit more dialed in than this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where we can take it in the future, right? Maybe the mask, like I would love to give that Slaughter Specialist flying or something, right? Some form of evasion so it could hit all the time. Or, well, now here's a thought, a Kazal's Fury, right? We should have Kazal's Fury to fling the Specialist at our opponent. That would be pretty good too, right? So it's just food for thought, things that we'll look at and improve the list with in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to like the video, support the channel, and yeah, we'll see you soon in the next.